There's a moment in life where everything feels like it has to be all or nothing. You're either fully committed or you're completely off track. You're either perfect or you feel like a failure. And that mindset doesn't just show up in your habits, it shows up everywhere. Your fitness, your career, your relationships, even the way you talk to yourself. It becomes this invisible rule book you didn't ask for, but somehow ended up following. And you start living in extremes because the middle feels uncomfortable, uncertain, or not good enough. But here's the truth. This isn't who you are. This is what your nervous system learned to do when life got too heavy. Think about how many times you've said, if I can't do it right, I won't do it at all. That sentence alone reveals the whole pattern. It's not discipline, it's fear. Fear of not being enough. Fear of disappointing yourself. Fear of trying and still falling short. So instead, you choose the extreme. Do everything perfectly, or don't even start. It feels safer that way, cleaner, more controlled. But in reality, it traps you in a cycle where progress is impossible, and self-trust slowly erodes every time you try to begin again. All or nothing thinking is not a character flaw. It's a survival response. When life becomes overwhelming, your brain switches to black and white thinking because it feels simpler and safer than navigating the gray areas. The gray area requires flexibility, patience, uncertainty, and if your nervous system is overloaded, it doesn't want that. It wants certainty, it wants clarity, it wants the illusion of control. So it creates a false choice, everything or nothing. But both choices lead to burnout, disappointment, and the quiet belief that you'll never change. If you've ever wondered why you can't seem to break this cycle, it's because nobody taught you how to live in the middle. The middle looks messy. It looks like slow progress. It looks like not having all the answers yet. And most of us grew up in environments where the middle wasn't enough. You were praised for perfection. You were judged for flaws. You were taught that effort matters only if it's extraordinary. So now, as an adult, anything less than perfect feels like failure, even though the truth is that perfection was never real in the first place. The cost of all or nothing living is heavy. You lose momentum every time you fall off. You lose confidence every time you quit because it wasn't perfect. You lose joy because everything feels like pressure. And eventually, you lose trust in yourself. Not because you're incapable, but because your standards are inhuman. You expect yourself to operate like a machine while living a human life. No wonder you feel exhausted. No wonder you start over every Monday. No wonder the smallest setback feels like the end. This mindset isn't protecting you anymore. It's suffocating you. So let me tell you something you may have never heard before. The opposite of all or nothing isn't lowering your standards. It's creating space for reality. Real life is messy. Real habits are imperfect. Real consistency has bad days in it. The people who achieve long-term change aren't the ones who do everything perfectly. They're the ones who don't quit when it gets messy. They embrace the middle. They understand that progress is a direction, not a straight line. And once you accept that truth, the pressure begins to dissolve. To break this mindset, you have to start choosing something over everything. One set instead of the whole workout, one healthy meal instead of a perfect week, one step forward instead of the entire staircase. These tiny choices retrain your nervous system to tolerate imperfection. They show your brain that the gray area is safe. They rebuild self-trust, one small action at a time. And slowly, the extremes begin to loosen their grip on you. Breaking all or nothing thinking also means rewriting the story you tell yourself when you slip. Instead of I failed, you shift to I continued. Instead of I ruined everything, you choose I reset. This one shift alone changes your entire trajectory. Because the moment you stop catastrophizing the setback becomes just a moment, not an identity. You learn to treat yourself with the same compassion you'd offer anyone else who's trying their best while carrying a heavy life. And here's the real breakthrough. You're not trying to become someone who's perfect. You're becoming someone who's adaptable, someone who shows up even when it's not ideal, someone who doesn't throw their entire life away because one thing went wrong. That version of you is powerful. That version of you is resilient. And that version of you is already inside you. It's been there the whole time. It was just buried under layers of unrealistic expectations that were never yours to begin with. So if you've been trapped in all or nothing thinking, hear this. You don't need a new personality. You need a new relationship with progress. Progress that allows room for bad days. Progress that honors your reality. Progress that doesn't require perfection to count. When you choose the middle, you choose yourself. And when you choose yourself, everything shifts slowly, gently, and finally, in a way you can sustain. If this spoke to you, watch the other videos on this channel and learn how to build the flexible discipline that actually lasts. Subscribe if you want more content designed for real adults, navigating real emotional weight. And comment below, where does all or nothing show up in your life? I'd love to hear your answer. And as always, stay happy and stay healthy.